Hello students. Today we are going to discuss about the rotational dynamics. First of all, we take what is center of mass. Center of mass is a point. It is a point at which all the mass of a body supposed to be concentrated. You can consider all the mass of the body at the center of mass at a single point. It is called center of mass. We can define the center of mass is a point, and when we applied any force on a single point like this, then point or mass has to be moved in the direction of applied force. But the same force is applied on a bar, like it is a macro body, or we can consider a bar, and the force is applied here like this. Then body is not able to move in the direction of applied force, means the linear motion is not possible in this condition. We can say the body moves in this direction, like, and motion will be the curved. So to define the exact motion, and if we want to the body move in the direction of force, then we can suppose all the mass is concentrated at a single point, and that is called center of mass. Now how to find center of mass? Now come to the next topic, how to find the center of mass of a two particle system. Center of mass of two particle system. Let a system of two particle, this is x axis and y axis, and the system is placed here. The particles are like this. First particle having the mass m1, and second particle, its position vector is r1 vector, and mass is m1. The position vector of second particle is r2, and mass is m2. Mass of second particle is m2, and this is the distance displacement between these 2 points. If we apply the force F1, if we apply any force F1 on the particle of mass m1, then internal force F1 dash automatically comes into action. The total force equal to F1 plus F1 dash, both are in vector quantity, will be equal to, we know that according to the second law, the force will be equal to rate of change of momentum. So it is equal to dp1 by dt. Here p1 is the momentum of particle 1 having the mass m1. Similarly, the force F2 vector is applied on mass m2, and F2 is the internal force x on it, then the total force on M2 is F2 plus F2 dash is equal to dP2 by dt. So the total force on the system F vector will be equal to F1 plus F1 dash plus F2 vector plus F2 dash is equal to dP1 vector by dt plus dP2 vector by dt. Moving to the second. We know that sum of internal forces will be equal to 0 because each and every action has equal and opposite reaction, because Newton's third law means F1 dash is equal to minus F2 dash, and F1 dash plus F2 dash equal to 0. So the resultant force will be F is equal to F vector is equal to F1 plus F2. The F vector is equal to dP1 vector by dt plus dP2 vector by dt. F vector is equal to d by dt of P1 vector plus P2 vector, and F vector equal to d by dt is M1 V1 vector plus M2 V2 vector, and F vector is equal to d by dt of M. V is velocity vector and it is equal to the differentiation of displacement vector. So dr1 vector by dt plus plus M2 dr2 vector by dt, and F vector is equal to d2 by dt square, d by dt taking as common from both the steps, and here will be the M1 R1 vector plus M2 R2 vector. Then F vector equal to we multiplied M1 plus M2 multiplied and divided by M1 plus M2 in both the sides. Means both the sides we multiply and divide by the total mass of the system. It means M1 plus M2. So F vector will be equal to M1 plus M2 d2 by dt square M1 R1 plus M2 R2 upon M1 plus M2. And F vector is equal to, this is the total mass capital M, and d2 by dt square, and this will be the M1 R1 plus M2 R2 vector upon M1 plus M2. We know that the F vector is equal to MA vector. According to the above formula, and it is equal to M d2 by dt of R vector. R is position vector or displacement vector, we can say from the we can consider from the origin. Here R will be the RCM. R is displacement vector, and here R vector is equal to m1 r1 plus m2 r2 upon m1 plus r2. So it is called RCM. R vector is considered as RCM equal to m1 r1 plus m2 r2 upon m1 plus m2. RCM means the center of mass of two particle system. Center of mass of two particle system is given by RCM equal to m1 r1 vector plus m2 r2 vector upon m1 plus m2. This is the formula of center of mass of two particle system. If center of mass is at origin, it means RCM is equal to 0, or we can say m1 r1 plus m2 r2 upon m1 plus m2 equal to 0. m1 r1 vector plus m2 r2 vector is equal to 0, and m1 r1 is equal to minus m2 r2. In magnitude, m1 r1 equal to m2 r2 equal to constant. It implies that m proportional to r is proportional to 1 by m. It follows the Big Bang theory. If the mass of the particle is greater, it is automatically adjust nearer to the axis of rotation. R will be the less. That's why at the center of the earth there will be the heavy particles, like the metallic particles are there. So heavier particle are revolved nearer to the axis of rotation if they are free to rotate automatically. Okay.